In the midst of the economy shutting down, we realized that we had to pick up some properties, and a realtor that we know that gets a lot of foreclosures had a property in this town, and we had to jump on it, not knowing where our mortgage business was going to go at that time. I called them up, and they were able to get our offer in on that house. I'm excited, just like every time we buy a house. I didn't realize it was timing. So when I walk up to the house, I'm taking a look at the house, I'm looking around, I realize there's a bunch of writing, black writing all over the door. So I'm starting to read it, and I took a look at it, and right in the middle of the door in black Sharpie, it says, "F you, Ryan." So I'm sitting there, and I call my friend, I'm like, "Did you write that on the door? It was the person living here, Ryan?" I looked up public records, there was no Ryan living in the house. It wasn't my friend or the realtor who wrote it on the door. So I knew as soon as I was going to walk into that house, this was only the beginning. So after I open up the door, first thing I do is I look up, make sure nothing's going to fall on me, and I see there's all holes in the roof. The wood floor, you can tell the water was pouring in, the wood floors were gaped, hilly, buckling. You couldn't see the floor. It was literally 3 inches of animal hair baked on to the point where if you literally, my guys were coming in there with shovels and they couldn't get it off of the floor. So they were ripping up the wood floors with that stuff baked onto it. If you take this head of hair and imagine that much animal hair baked on to the floors, raccoon hair, animal hair, I don't know what the hell was climbing into the house, but the odor in the house was out of control. So I thought that there was dead animals, the raccoons were dead in there. And then I realized as I'm walking around, I was so stuck on the hair all over the place, I realized that there was like all over the walls. Doors, the doorknobs, the walls, you name it. We opened up one of the kitchen cabinets and there was just in the kitchen cabinet. Like they had a squat in the cabinet and took a in the cabinet. When I got to the bedroom, it was literally like clumps, like 3-dimensional. They were setting you up. Like you saw it on this wall, you would back up a little bit, you were putting your back against the wall on some more. So depending on the location of it, it was pretty bad. You saw like fingerprints. It looked like someone took a in the palm of their hand and was literally smearing it all over the walls. As I was talking to a neighbor, I found out that the people were just living in the house not too long ago. I can't imagine that happening all at once, but they were pretty much living in the house just like that. I don't think they knew I was buying the house, so this was done to me. I think the people that were just leaving the house were just sour and wanted to leave an example. So they figured what better way to do it than to leave you a pile of going forward, I would probably still buy a house with a lot of in it. If you got a house and you decided to wipe all over the walls and know someone who happened to wipe all over the walls, I would love to buy it. So we realized that after we were walking out that house was pretty much a giant turd.